Yo, what's that word, man? Um, Tonight, y'all can see by the title. We're gonna try to talk about Nikola Tesla. And try to talk about what was true, what wasn't, and what lies in between. They call him the man who invented the future. They say the government stole his work and that the Trump family locked it away. So tonight we find out what really happened to Nikola Tesla. Well, as I think most of us know, Tesla didn't just invent AC electricity. He imagined something bigger, like wireless power, particle beams, and global communication networks, decades ahead of its time. So hopefully by the end of this, we'll know together what Tesla actually invented, what myths grew around his name, what the government and the Trump family actually handled, and why Tesla's story feels like a cover up. It feels like a cover up to me. I ain't gonna lie to you. It sounds fishy, like a lot of the stories that I do on this channel. Tesla's early life and mind. He was born in 1856 in what is now Croatia. Basically, from an early age, he was already thinking different and moving different. From what this says, he had a photographic memory, could visualize machines completely in his mind, and often predicted outcomes. So I don't know if that means like he good at stats type shit or what. You know what I'm saying? What's up with it? What's up with it, Gazelle Sanchez? What's up with it? Well, I'm hungry. How y'all doing? Hope y'all living good, doing good, and all that great stuff. But like with a lot of geniuses, I believe it came with a cost. He was obsessive, isolated, and extremely disciplined, which I don't see as a bad thing, but maybe it is. Some historians say that they think he may have had hyperphantasia or OCD traits that helped him innovate and also made him kind of be alone. Tesla invented everything people credit him for, but what he did invent changed the world forever. Tesla's AC system beat Edison's DC power, not just in efficiency, but in vision. I think that was also one of the reasons why the situation was kind of sketchy, because he kind of beat the system, but then got took down by the same system, I guess. Edison publicly electrocuted animals to smear AC as dangerous. I bet you didn't know that. As we know, Edison wasn't the best of people, so that doesn't shock me. But Tesla eventually partnered with Westinghouse, but he gave up much of his financial rights, which is kind of crazy. But I understand, like, you trying to get your shit, trying to get it off. So he gave up something, but it would end up being a lot. Believing ideas shouldn't belong to men. He may have lost money, but AC powers your home today. Edison won the money. Yeah, he did win the money, but all in all, Tesla ended up being timeless. In Shoreham, New York, Tesla built the Wardenclyffe Tower. He won the global wireless power and communication. Initially funded by J.P. Morgan, or Chase, as you would know it as today. The project was abandoned when Morgan realized you can't meter for energy. So that means you can't charge. So by you not having a meter on it, he can't charge or do a unit thing. I can see the problem for that when you're dealing with one of the biggest banks ever known. So yeah, that makes sense. It's funny how it goes down here for him. But Wardenclyffe wasn't magic. It was a visionary communication system that threatened a lot of monopolies. Usually when you start fucking up the money, that's when they have a problem with you. Later in life, Tesla claimed he invented a particle beam weapon called Teleforce. I don't know how real or true that is, or if that still holds today, but it sounds like it would be some shit that was government secret, but yet no prototype ever existed. Tesla exaggerated to attract funding and public attention, and that exaggeration is why people today think he was hiding a death ray. Sadly, Tesla died alone on January 7, 1943, in a New York hotel. The government immediately seized his belongings, foreign national, wartime paranoia, potential weaponized tech. Why would y'all rush so fast to his room if there was nothing there? That's what makes this kind of interesting yet crazy. If he didn't have anything, what would be the necessity to seize his belongings? If he didn't have anything that y'all could possibly use or flip or maneuver. So, but also here's what's missed in the situation. Most papers were mundane, incomplete, or theoretical. Trump's uncle, John G. Trump, was an MIT engineer and he evaluated them. He found no usable weapons. Keyword he. But keep going. No revolutionary tech, just brilliant but unfinished ideas. But if they're unfinished, you can still use those and make them. I'm not gonna go there. Y'all know what's up. The Trump family wasn't hiding Tesla secrets. They were just auditing history. Yeah, and maybe keeping a little piece for themselves as well. Who knows, right? Some of Tesla's notebooks went missing before the government even arrived. But missing is less than likely than hidden. Many ended up in Belgrade's Nikola Tesla Museum, which I don't think that's bad. The rest likely lost, misplaced, or never intended for public consumption. But why not make that public knowledge? I mean, everything else is open. Why not do that? But this is also where the myths flourish. People see missing documents, imagine world-changing secrets. But sometimes reality is often simpler than you may think. Okay, now we're gonna get into why Tesla's story feels like a cover-up. Papers were seized and the optics look sketchy as hell. He died poor and alone, and society really failed him on some shit because like nobody really backed him for the shit he was doing. Um, Governments classify first and then evaluate the shit later. That leaves that little segue of mystery, and modern tech validates his early predictions, which makes him seem prophetic on some Nostradamus shit. So, Tesla was isolated by a system that rewarded money over genius. Um, I wouldn't. It's just they didn't give him his just due propers, and that's just really what it is. I don't know about y'all, but if you feel this story is a cover up, let me know, because I feel like something was covered up. Not technology, not death rays, not free energy, but pure failure. Tesla didn't die with power; he died with ideas in a world that no longer made room for people who didn't monetize fast enough, like today. The government didn't hide his inventions; they archived them, and then people sense that truth, they call it a conspiracy, because the real explanation is harder to accept. A system doesn't need to hide brilliance; it can starve it, isolate it, and let it disappear. And sadly, that's the real tragedy of Nikola Tesla. This is the Beat Detective. Follow for the part history always skips, man. Till next time, I'm out.